Crafters, Karen here, and in today's video it's all about the Oh So Inspired collaboration. And today we are inspired with a piece called the Woodsy Birthday Card. And our artist today is Carol H, and you will see her inspired piece pop up on screen. And her Instagram handle and her blog is in the description box below, so I hope that you will go ahead and check her out. Remember that you will use that hashtag in the title to take you to the collaborators' videos so that you can see how they were inspired. And if that hashtag does not work, you have the playlist that you can also click on. Now, what inspired me with this piece were the trees. So I thought what I would do is I would go ahead and I would create a stained glass window Christmas tree card. Now, here are some of the products that I will be using today. Here I have the Special Christmas Words Sentiment Stamp Set by Woodware, and I will be using the top left sentiment on the inside of my card. And then I will also be using the tree stamps that you see there on the left, and the small tree towards the bottom here. I will be using that on the inside of my card as well. I'm also using the Woodlands tree dies from Tim Holtz and Sizzix, and I will be using that second tree die for my project today. I also have the Falling Snow embossing folder from Tim Holtz and Sizzix. And then I have my designer stamps by Echo Park, and I will be using the Season's Greetings sentiment. And I will have a mat, and I chose the lighter green cardstock from the paper pad Jewels by scrapbook.com. Now, I did prepare some things off camera. I did go ahead and cut out the outline of the Christmas tree with gold foil cardstock. I also did the Falling Snow embossing on white shimmer. And then I also did the tree die cut on watercolor cardstock, and I am using the double-sided adhesive to help kind of keep everything intact and to attach it to my card front. So what I'm going to do to get started is here I have the card base as well, and I have the stamp there for the sentiment, and then I used the off stamping technique for that Christmas tree. Now to get started with my card, so I'm going to use some mint tape, and I'm going to lay that down the center of the die cut piece. And I'm making sure that that's intact, as I need those little pieces that are on the inside. I need those to stay intact, as that's what's going to help me create the stained glass window effect. Here I'm just slowly peeling that off from the cardstock. And now what I'll do is I will adhere the tree to the Falling Snow embossing cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that as close to the top of the card front as I can, because the bottom is where I will be putting my sentiment. Now the double-sided adhesive really came in handy here to just, adhere that to the embossed piece. And then the mint tape, again, is keeping all those itty-bitty pieces intact. And then I slowly remove the mint tape, and as you can see for yourself, all those pieces are intact. I'm going to bring in 3 Distress Oxide inks. I have the Lucky Clover, the Peeled Paint, and the Pine Needles. And I will be using all 3 colors to watercolor the little pieces that I'm going to show you here. All those pieces I need to color. And I'm just going to randomly pick different pieces, and I will use the different inks to color those in. Now, you can use one color, you can use two colors, you can use pretty much whatever you want. I did want I wanted to do watercoloring today, but you can pretty much use alcohol markers, you can use the noir markers, you can use the zig color markers, you can use dye inks, you can use whatever you have in your stash. Just today for this project, I really wanted to use the watercoloring. And I am speeding through this process. Watching coloring can be kind of boring. I am definitely no color artist here, but I am just sharing with you how I went ahead and colored those little pieces inside. And again, just choosing the different shades of green and just, randomly finding different parts to color in those different sections. And I'm trying to spread out those three colors throughout the middle portion of that tree. And I just dab off my brush on my blue towel before I ink up another color. Now I'm going to take the gold outline that I did for the tree, and I'm adhering the the glue here, and I want to make sure that I get the very ends or the tips of this die piece, because when I do the stained glass effect, I want to make sure nothing seeps out, and you'll see what I mean in just a few minutes. So I carefully adhere this to the colored piece on the embossed cardstock, and you will see all the different shades come through that outline from the gold foil cardstock. Now, if you don't have gold foil cardstock, that's totally okay. You can use heat embossing using the gold embossing powder if you have that. It'll work the same way. You just cut out the outline, you use the ink to get it wet, and then you put the embossing powder over it, and you dry it with the heat gun. Whatever works best for you. So now I'm going to do my sentiment here. So I'm bringing in again the Season's Greetings, and I'm using the VersaFine Clair Nocturne black ink. This is definitely one of my favorite inks, and I just love how crisp it is. Now here I'm going to show you how I do the stained glass. Now the glossy accents is the magic here, and basically all I'm doing is I'm going to place the glossy accents over all of the colored sections in the center of that tree. Now, when I first apply it, you see that it does look kind of foggy, and that's normal. However, when it does dry, you will get that glossy, shiny look, and you'll see that towards the end of the video when I show you the finished card. So again, I'm just laying that on top and getting that on all the colored pieces. And I'm just showing you, that it is still, wet, and that, you got that foggy look over the colored sections. Now here is where I realized that I kind of made an error. Thank goodness it's a small error, and it actually didn't turn into anything big or bad or anything like that. But you see that I'm adhering the cardstock, the colored cardstock onto the card base. And then I will go ahead and I will adhere the Christmas tree embossed piece on top of the green. But I should have done all of that before I did the glossy accents, because the glossy accents it's still wet, and if I would have used my ATG gun, it would have smudged it, it would have made a big mess. So I'm really glad that I had my Bearly Arts glue to attach the pieces to the card base. Now on the left, that is my finished card, and I show you how it looks after it is dry, and you can see how it kind of gives it that glossy, shiny look, which gives you that stained glass window effect. Well, this is my card for today, and I hope that it has inspired you to give this inspiration piece a try. And until my next video, friends, I hope your day is a crafty day. See you again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.